in this situation as a result to the Camp Ashraf people, we know that they were Iranian dissidents. At one point they were designated as a terrorist organization, but the United States of America, is it true, gave them an assurance that if they moved, that they would be protected. We know that the Iranian influence has dramatically increased in Iraq. In fact, we know now that Al-Qaeda is alive and well and doing extremely well, moving back and forth across the two countries. Now there was a murder of, I believe, 51 people who were members of this camp, and many of them had in their possession guarantees from the United States of America that they would not be harmed. What lesson? First of all, are those facts true? And second of all, if true, what lesson does that send to people who we say will be under our protection?
Senator, I share your deep concern about what happened at Camp Ashraf. This was a vicious attack on September 1st, and many lives were lost. And the U.S. continues to press the government of Iraq at every opportunity at the most senior levels to ensure the safety and security of residents at Camp Huria, where many of the MEK were moved for better safety. We strongly and swiftly condemned the attack. We, of course, extend our condolences to the victims' families, and we are working with the government of Iraq and the United Nations Assistance Mission for Iraq, UNAMI, to peacefully and voluntarily transfer the surviving residents to safety at Camp Huria on September 12th. And we are working for the protection of the people in Camp Huria because we do not want a repeat of this. So to date, the government of Iraq has moved in over 700 large T-walls, over 500 bunkers, over 600 small T-walls, and nearly 50,000 sandbags. UN monitors visit the camp daily in accordance with the MOU to assess human rights and humanitarian conditions. But I must say, Senator, the real answer to this, to the safety and security of all of the people in the camps, who wants to live in a camp, is resettlement to third countries, to get out of Iraq and to get out of harm's way. And I would call on all of the people who are here today representing the rights and the interests of the MEK and the leaders of the MEK in the camps and in Paris to allow this resettlement to go forward, because until the resettlement happens, safety and security is going to be at risk. We will do everything in our power to keep people safe in these camps. But as you point out, the al-Qaeda threat is increasing in Iraq, and it is difficult.
And I hope that this issue will be raised with the Iraqi government, and we in Congress may have to look at the kind of aid and how we are extending that to Iraq if this kind of thing is going to be countenanced by the Iraqi government. And I've used up all my time. I thank you for your response.
Before I turn to Senator Murphy, let me echo what Senator McCain has said in this regard, and I've put out a statement in this regard. I've also talked to our department. You know, America went to the MEK and we said, disarm, and we will protect you. And then we ultimately left, and that protection has not been there. You can put up, I don't care how many tons of sandbags, but when elements of the Iraqi forces actually may very well be complicit in what took place, sandbags aren't going to take care of the problem. And I agree with you that resettlement is a critical part. Maybe the United States could be part of leading the way in saying to a universe of these individuals that, in fact, you can be resettled to the United States, and that would get the rest of the world to offer further resettlement. But it is unacceptable to lose one more life when American commanders gave these individuals a written guarantee towards their safety. And it sends a message to others in the world that when we say we are going to do that and we do not, that they should not trust us. And for one thing that this committee can do, since it has jurisdiction over all weapons sales, is that I doubt very much that we are going to see any approval of any weapons sales to Iraq until we get this situation in a place in which people's lives are saved. Senator Markey.
If I may, Senator, I'd also like to take the opportunity to comment on what you said about Iraq. And we quite agree, and what Senator McCain said, we quite agree that we need to do everything we can to resettle people, to get them out of harm's way, to make good on the word that we gave to the MEK. I know that there are strong feelings up here, and I understand why, about arms sales to Iraq. But I do want to put on the record that U.S. security assistance and foreign military sales in particular are tools that we use for building and shaping Iraq's defense capabilities and integrating Iraqi security forces with our security forces and regional partners. And I just want to caution that withholding security assistance may well serve to decrease our influence in Baghdad, cede relationships, and leverage to strategic competitors who will fill the vacuum and could conceivably damage our long-term interests. So I just ask that we talk very carefully as we go forward.
Let me caution you about the overflights that Iraq has permitted from Iran into Syria, largely with impunity. And let me also caution that the 7 hostages, which we believe the Iraqi government knows where they are, should they die, would be complicating matters for all of that. So I hope that we've both cautioned each other.
I quite agree with you on both issues.
Let me close